Hi, I'm Ralph Amicis. I'm one of the astrologers, along with Lonnie Amicis of the Planetary calendar. And this is your forecast for September 2017. Now, when we do this forecast, I'm working from the calendar, which is hopefully something that you have and you recognize. To give you an idea, here's September, right from my screen. And at the same time, I'm working from the charts, and we primarily use as our main indicators the lunation charts. Here's the chart for the new moon on September 6th, and we use the full moon. Then we have the forecast that we wrote. And within the forecast, you'll periodically see letters written down. And you'll see them also in the calendar. For instance, here on the 5th, there's an A. And what does that mean? It means that when you're going through the month and you see the A, go to the top and look in the forecast and read what it says. And it goes down in this calendar all the way down to, let's see, to H. When you get to H, go to the top, read that section. Ideally, you should read the forecast at the beginning of the month. You have an idea what's coming up. But as the month goes on, you're going to want to go back up and read those sections because on those days, something's happening. Something's changing signs. Some planet's moving into another sign, or it's going retrograde, or there's some particular aspect that's going on that's going to affect you, affect the people around you, and it wouldn't hurt at all to know about it. So that's how we did this. Now also, if we talk about a particular aspect in the forecast, but when you go to the aspectarian on that little slide and you don't see the aspect, don't worry about it. Don't go calling the publisher up complaining, saying, where's the aspect? These aspects are only marked on the calendar when they're exact to the degree, the minute, and the second. But they go on sometimes a week before and after, sometimes a month before and after, sometimes several months before and after. But oftentimes during a full moon, a new moon, or a particular aspect going on, they'll go real active because they'll get highlighted by a transiting lunation or, you know, a planet changing sign or something. And so then it becomes part of the forecast. You know, astrology is not about this, everything's going to happen at this particular moment. It's energies moving and overlapping each other through cycles. That's how it works. So with that said, let's talk about September. This is the harvest time. There's a lot of winemakers born in Virgo because it's the harvest time. It's when the grapes are gathered in. So, the first letter you're going to see is the A, which is on the 3rd. And the reason that's there is because on the 3rd, Mercury and Mars go conjunct. They cross paths. One going retrograde, one going forward, I believe, at the Heart Star of Regulus. That's the star, the heart of the lion, Regulus, Corazon. It's at 30 degrees, 29, 30 degrees of Virgo, and they're both going to be crossing over. They're going to meet each other right there, and it's going to really light things up, okay? When you get transits to the Heart Star, to Regulus, people's heart chakras really go active. And the sun passed over there, you know, just recently on the first day of Virgo, but now you're getting Mercury and Mars, two of the most intimate planets, passing over there and lighting it up again. There's going to be a lot of heart stuff going on, you know, and if you have obstructions, you know, you're dealing with pains or aches, emotional pains and aches, they're going to come to the surface. And so you want to find ways to, you know, seek love and beauty and ways to express that, to open those passageways up. Okay? This is all setting the stage for the full moon on the 5th. And in the process of this, I describe it as there's a very deeply feminine, compassionate kind of change is underway. And this is because the moon, during this forecast, during this full moon, is conjunct Neptune in Pisces. Neptune, you know, has a tremendous to do with our intuition, our belief in a common good, and it's conjunct that in Pisces. And then at the same time, Jupiter now has gone direct again and is at the star Spica, one of the most beneficial stars in the sky. It's the spike, the head of the grains, held in the hand of the goddess or of the Virgin, the largest constellation in the sky, Virgo. And it's a very beneficial star. It's also a very productive star. People who have strong planets there tend to be very, very productive. And at the same time, Mars is entering Virgo at the same time when Mercury is turning direct. right? So all the stuff that's been going on, all those pesky communication glitches that have been going on from Mercury retrograde in Virgo will finally start calming down. Okay, let me go back over here to the calendar. And you can see this. Let's take a picture of that again. All the stuff, Mars entering Virgo. It's the full moon, Mercury going direct, all kinds of stuff going on that same day. So it's just one of those very, very active times. So be prepared for that. Know that you're playing something on the 5th. It's not going to be quiet. It's not going to be a placid day by any means. Okay. Now the next thing that comes up is on the 9th. When Mercury goes back into Virgo. He's back into Leo a little bit, now he's going back into Virgo. And when a planet goes into its ruling sign like this, he really becomes much more powerful. Much, much more powerful. And really is able to, things like efficiency and getting things done really becomes the rule. Okay? On the 12th, Venus sextiles Jupiter and trines Saturn. This is a lucky day for love on the 12th, okay? It just is. I mean, it's just Venus sextile Jupiter. It's just, people are generous. They're more open to things. Trine Saturn, it actually is a day in which, see, Venus and Saturn have a really good relationship. Saturn is exalted in Libra, the ruling sign of Venus. So in some ways, Saturn is the father and Venus is the beautiful daughter. And the relationships between fathers and daughters is complex but strong. At the same time, we have a Gemini Moon, and the Gemini Moon is the flirting moon. It loves chit-chat. It loves to flirt. It loves to engage and find ways to reach you and connect with you. So, your flirting skills will really be up there, but the 12th is definitely one you want to pay attention to. Now, on the 19th, Venus enters Virgo at the new moon. And let me take a quick look at that chart. Oh, yes. So Venus is right at Regulus now, okay? There's a major stellium going on in Virgo. You have Venus, Mars, Mercury, the moon, and the sun all conjunct in Virgo. This is called a stellium. It's a traditional thing where it just means there's a huge concentration of Virgo. Virgo rules. Efficiency is the rule here. Details. People can get incredibly picky during this period of time in a positive way. And all in the Virgin sign. At the same time, you have intellectual Virgo is opposing mystical Neptune. Okay? So this is like a powerful statement about our need to serve a mission as part of our learning path. We're not on this planet just to go out to lunch. We're meant to learn things and expand our knowledge, and this particular configuration really speaks to that. So you want to meditate at this period of time, on this 19th, on this new moon, about what your mission means to you. Now, from the 19th, the next real big thing that comes up is on the 22nd. This is the first day of fall, the first day of autumn. This is the autumnal equinox, means equal night and day. Okay, it's the traditional time when cooperative preparations for the winter begin in earnest. Everyone gets together and starts sharing and doing the collective. During Virgo, people start harvesting the grapes. You get to Libra, everyone shows up at the cooperative and helps make the wine together. People might be able to harvest their own vineyards by themselves, but they'll need help when they go harvest the olives during Libra. It's kind of funny how much of astrology goes back to agricultural habits. But the thing about this is once the sun goes into Libra, you have to realize that Libra is formal partnerships, it's marriage, it's also economic and societal partnerships. And the thing about it is fairness is everything with Libra. Libra is the peacemaker who doesn't shy away from arguments. Librans can be very argumentative if they feel that things are not equitable. But once they get there, they're fine. Now, you want to watch out for the 27th. Okay, and let me look up here at the calendar for that. And the 27th, you should really have a picture of this. Okay, because it's a big black box day. You have Jupiter and Uranus are actually making nice aspects to the moon. But you also have the Sun square moon, and you have Jupiter opposite Uranus. And the thing about Jupiter-Uranus aspects is Uranus is unexpected events, and Jupiter makes things bigger. Okay? You also have a parallel between Venus and Mars, which is generally good. It's the first quarter of this. What's happening here is that cooperation is still going on, but due to the Jupiter opposite Uranus, the Mars square moon, people are choosing sides up. You know, they're all kind of going to their neutral corners in preparation for the arguments that come out of cooperation. So, you know, it's not we're not all in the sweetness light category right here. So, even though fairness is your priority, you know, be prepared for not getting entirely what you want. Now, on the 27th, begins 3 days of speed bumps. We've talked about this before in other forecasts. You know, you're going along, you're drinking your coffee, you're not paying attention, you hit the speed bumps. Next thing you know, there's coffee all over the place. You got to slow down, you got to wipe stuff up. It slows everything down a little bit because on the 28th, Jupiter turns direct, okay, adding to that list of rules that must be obeyed. Then Mercury enters Libra, which slows down the pace of discussion. Okay, and then within all of this as well, you've got Pluto. Oh, I'm sorry. Mercury enters Libra, turns direct, and what's the third thing? There's a third thing in there someplace. And basically what it does, though, it's probably going back to what I talked about initially with this black box thing, with the square. You're setting up a situation of you have the potential for coming to a resolution here at this time, but you're not going to be able to rush it. Everyone will have taken their sides in the argument. And if you're trying to resolve something in this period of time, you're just going to have to allow those scales to very, very gradually find their way to balance. And if you ever stood there and watched scales balance, they can take a long time. And that's what you're dealing with at the end of that month. At the end of September, you're securely into Libra, and Libra takes its time. I'll give you a little tip. If you ever are in a situation where you feel like you're in a discussion with someone that's taking a very long time, check to see which way you're facing. If you're facing west, which is the direction of Libra, it slows the discussion down. If you really want to get things moving along, have both of you face on the same side of the table facing east. And you will get there a lot faster, face towards the rising sun. So, southeast is best. If you face directly toward the east, you might come to loggerheads. Southeast, you'll move things along much better. Just a little feng shui tip. So, I'm Ralph Amicis for Planetary Calendar. Hope you found that interesting. Come back and see us for next month for October 2017 here at spaceandtime.com.